Welcome, one and all, to Nerdy Review. I'm John, and, I don't do this much often, but why not a game review, Why don't we do some weird crossover games? Next week, I'll probably be covering Kingdom Hearts, but for now, we're going to be covering a rather odd game, to say the least. Right here, we have Tokyo Mirage Sessions #FE. For those of you who don't know what this is a crossover between the Fire Emblem games and the Persona games. Yeah, I know, weird, right? First off, before we say anything else, let's go over the cover. I really like the artwork that went into this. You can see all of our characters that are going to be important. So yeah, let's get into the premise. This game takes place in Japan, modern Japan, and basically these creatures called mirages steal people's performa, which is basically like their energy. Like performa is what, like music, music talents and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, this has a lot to do with Japanese pop culture as far as singing goes. It's a rather odd premise for not only just Fire Emblem itself, considering Fire Emblem takes place during medieval times, but also rather odd for Persona as well. Like, Persona, if we're going with the Persona games, it's usually like you're a high school student and, some weird portal is something that you discover. And then, you gotta balance your school life with, dealing with the monsters. With this one, it's handled a bit differently. I presume that these are all still kids who go to high school, or at least some of them. They find the portal, and their mirages, there's mirages they control. The mirages are actually Fire Emblem characters, and it's heavily implied that they're ghosts of the characters. As far as combat goes, if you ever played a Shin Megami Tensei game or a Persona game, you'll know the movesets quite well, and you know what the combat is about. It's about using the right elements, using the right weaknesses of your opponent to gain the advantage. And in some ways that involves Fire Emblem too. Which is kind of implemented. However, if you're a Fire Emblem fan expecting battle strategies and turn-based tactical gameplay like most Fire Emblem games are, I wouldn't be expecting that. It's a turn-based JRPG. Rather good one. Despite this game in Japan coming out in 2015 and in the US a year later, which would make it technically a 2016 game for America, I haven't played that many games that came out in 2016. However, I do have to say this probably has to be the best one. Music. Now, this game heavily involves music. So obviously, the music's pretty good. Here is what I believe is the main theme song, because this is the first song you hear. It is called Reincarnation. Yeah, and another thing to note is none of this is in English. Well, the dialogue is, but they didn't translate they didn't dub the voices, is what I'm trying to say. And also, they kind of censored a lot of stupid stuff. I'm not gonna really get into it, but yeah, they censored a lot of stuff from when it came from Japan to America. Interesting fact, this game was originally supposed to have an M rating, but they toned it down so that way they could incorporate the Fire Emblem fans, because the Fire Emblem games are usually rated teen. I would say this game gets a 9 out of 10. Only because it gets a teensy bit repetitive at times. However, if you have a Wii U, I suggest you pick this game up. You'll get your money's worth out of it, especially if you're a Persona fan. If you're a Fire Emblem fan, I actually still recommend this for you, because while it takes most of the Persona basis to it, they do respect the Fire Emblem characters in this game. Like, the designs for all the mirages are what I think is pretty cool. Boss fights are entertaining. The music is awesome. So yeah, I suggest that you guys go get it. And we tune in next week when we look at the first Kingdom Hearts game. And its confusing plot line. Yay!